XCN as of right now is really reminding me of Stellar. And even though nothing I say is financial advice, the only reason isn't just because I could hypothetically see XCN go into the price of $1 during this bull run, but another reason is because we all know that the Stellar blockchain is very amazing. It's lightning fast, it's very fantastic, people love it. And not too long ago, what news came out when it comes to Onyx? We take a look at, for instance, right? We see that they were introducing the Onyx Goliath project, a next generation layer 1 blockchain network. Now, when it comes to this, granted, the mainnet launch is expected to happen in Q1 of 2026. So it's still, kind of far, basically like a year away at this point, at least planned to. There's no guarantees. But still, this could be amazing because this really reminds me of the Stellar blockchain. Now, some people may be thinking, okay, that's kind of crazy, man. What do you mean? The Stellar blockchain is very well established, it's very fantastic. But I think this has the potential to create a lot of buzz, a lot of hype, a lot of energy, right? Because people do love these type of, blockchains that are focused on global trade and finance, focused on payments. And for quite a while, we didn't really see much pop off, Like, for instance, we saw something like Cody, which was initially focused on the payments market, even shift its entire focus to becoming Ethereum Layer 2. We saw a lot of players kind of not really want to dabble in this space anymore, for quite a while at least. And I think the reason being was because of the Ripple and SEC case, which created a lot of, uncertainty and a lot of doubt when it comes to this space. But now, there's not that much doubt and fear anymore. But then still, I don't see many developers jumping into this, which is why I do believe that when it comes to Onyx, it's doing the right move. Now, again, am I necessarily saying that Goliath is going to defeat Stellar? No, but it really does give me those vibes because when I take a look at something like Stellar, right, it feels like a very solid alternative to something like XRP, aka Ripple. But for quite a while, that was pretty much it. There wasn't really much other competitors of note, at least, right? Like at least the ones that are very reputable, very popular. But when it comes to XCN, aka Onyxcoin, being the native token of the Onyx protocol, some people may think that it was kind of boring for quite a while. Now they're doing this. This is massive, in my opinion. This could really just give me these type of Stellar vibes, and it is. And keep in mind, when it comes to the Stellar blockchain, in the beginning, I also believe that at that time, probably, a lot of people were like, wow, what is this? This isn't really that cool. But take a look at as of right now. So when it comes to Goliath, it could really be something special moving forward. And some of you may be thinking, okay, you keep saying that historically, altcoins is a worst case scenario. They peak around 18 months after the last Bitcoin halving event, which based off of that, which happened back in April of last year, would actually mean around October this year. People may think that, oh, this isn't even like, in line of when the mainnet is expected to go fully up and running, so to speak, when it comes to Goliath, which is, again, in 2026, whereas, let's say, altcoins could very well peak as a worst case scenario around October this year. Now, first of all, what I'm going to say is that during a fully fledged bull run, people don't really care about, hey, is something up and running? Is it doing good? All this type of stuff. They care about the story. They care about the narrative. They care about, the attention that it has. And when it comes to this, it may not reflect it in the price of XCN as of right now, but just imagine once the bull run picks up again, once the sentiment increases, people are going to be like, whoa, take a look at Onyx. They're planning to launch something called Goliath, right? Quite essentially a very fantastic layer 1 blockchain, maybe. So the way I view it is that that is right there, something that could very well be enough for something to really kick into fifth gear. Because take a look at ApeCoin. ApeCoin has a lot of fans, and I do believe in ApeCoin as well. But really, if you take a look at it, it hasn't really done that much like launching in terms of like it hasn't really launched this or that. A lot of people anticipated that, hey, take a look at the other side, Metaverse. ApeCoin, they thought was going to go along with that, right? But we all know what happened to the other side, right? Who really even knows what's going on with that as of right now, at least from what I've seen or understood. So really, when you take a look at something like that, still even despite all that, ApeCoin is, arguably speaking, one of the biggest projects out there right now. I mean, it really is. Even though it doesn't have the largest market cap, but I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, it's a pretty big project. So again, that right there is enough already. So when you take a look at something like, again, Goliath, that could be amazing. Take a look at ApeCoin as well, right? A lot of people are anticipating the Ape chain. They think the Ape chain is going to be massive, which allegedly is an Arbitrum orbit chain. Arbitrum is a very famous layer 2 for Ethereum. Even despite that, again, that right there is enough to create a lot of anticipation. So when it comes to this, I just don't see why not. You take a look at when it comes to the global trade and finance market, predicted to be worth up to $5 trillion by 2028. Even the payments market as of right now is currently valued over $2 trillion. So the way I view it is that when it comes to something like, Onyx, they're doing the right thing. And again, the prediction for the global trade and finance market by 2028 is according to Mordor Intelligence. But even besides all that, the way I view it is that a lot of people like to complain that Onyx isn't really doing much. And granted, I think like a lot of people probably didn't know what was even going on with it for quite a while, except, some exchange listings when it comes to XCN, which is actually pretty good. Like, for instance, in the case of XCN, it's listed on places like Coinbase, Kraken, KuCoin, Gate.io, and many others. Again, a lot of people for quite a while thought it was a meme coin, like a glorified meme coin in a sense, because they're like, okay, it's in a bunch of major exchanges. They say it's a serious project, but they're not really doing anything. Now they're actually doing something, in my opinion, at least something that's very reputable. So I think it's a step in the right direction. And again, people like these type of projects. They like XRP, they like XLM. And I think a lot of the hype is going to trickle down to this when it comes to during a fully fledged bull run, but only time will tell. And keep in mind, XCN going to the price of $1 is around, a 67x from here. Market cap, considering current circulating supply, would be around $32.5 billion. I get it. The price hasn't been doing the best. I get how, a lot of the hype kind of did simmer down when it comes to XCN, but I'm still believing in this. I just don't give up like that because I think this is a very special project. It really reminds me of like a miniature version of like a Stellar and Ripple. It's not going to go anywhere. And again, especially with the planned Goliath mainnet launch, in Q1 of next year, it's just really reminding me more and more of something like Stellar. Back then when I said that, a lot of people were like, what do you mean, man? Take a look at Stellar's adoption. Take a look at the Stellar blockchain. This can't even compete. But now it's becoming kind of similar. It's kind of heading in that direction. I'm not saying that XCN is going to ever defeat, Stellar in the long term. I'm not saying that. It's never going to do that. I think that XCN, however, could potentially be number 3 in this space, right? Number 4, maybe, number 5, who knows? But then at least top 5, I really don't see why not, because as of right now, the 2 main players is Stellar and Ripple. For quite a while, Onyx didn't really have much substance to say that, yeah, we're going to be this solid number 3 in this space. But now with Goliath, they could very well have that type of energy, but only time will tell. And with over 600 million crypto owners, which we do have as of right now, according to Crypto.com research, this bull run I don't think is going to be bad. But it's just a waiting game, really. And I've waited this long when it comes to XCN. I'm going to stay patient. When I first talked about XCN, wasn't doing much. Then shortly after, it had a very good pump. Then now it's having a pullback. As quickly as the sentiment did change, in a positive way, and now also we saw it in kind of a not the best way, right? I think it's going to be equally as fast when things do go up again. So that's why I'm staying patient. I'm not giving up. I think the bull run is far from over. I think Bitcoin still has a ways to go. Imagine once it reaches 150,000, 200,000, 250. This could be a totally different story. I'm staying patient and I'm paying attention to near the end of 2025, and I'm not giving up. And XCN really, again, does remind me of something like XLM, especially as of right now. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. Greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch you all in the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.